morning, friends. How are you guys doing? Thanks for joining me. I'm so excited to be with you. You guys are my favorite people to be with. My name's Kathy. I'm from the Upstream Home. I'm located here in Colorado. I am passionate about all things home and help people beautify their homes through custom furniture, and then also help people here in Colorado buy and sell their homes. So I'm super excited to be with you guys today. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna jump right in. I have a lot I wanna cover in a short amount of time. It's gonna be short, it's gonna be sweet, it's gonna be full. It's gonna be like part one. There's a blog coming out next week. If you're not on the email list, make sure you get on there because there's good stuff coming that will follow up with what I am sharing with you today. So, hi, thanks for joining. Okay, you can see behind me, I have this buffet. This is painted in ink blue. I'm not in my usual spot. Hi guys, hi Kelly. But I am because this piece is too big to get over by my window where I like to paint, but I do have a white wall. So hopefully you guys can see this well. I can also turn my light a little bit. There we go. Today I'm using ink blue. If you are not following me over on Instagram, go follow me. I'm there. I'm on Facebook at the Upstream Home, and you'll see in my stories today, I posted all the prep work and the first coat of painting this so that I could jump right in with you guys on where I am with the second coat. So if you're interested in like how I cleaned it, how I rinsed it, how I mixed my paint, go check out my stories at the Upstream Home on Facebook or Instagram, and you guys will see a tutorial of me doing kind of those first steps, if you will. And I asked my followers yesterday, I was like, should I paint this black? This is a really cool federal style buffet. Should I paint this black or should I paint it ink blue? Usually when I do polls, I have a major winner, and this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, it's 50-50. I was like, I get to choose. So that was really fun. So I decided to go with ink blue. I really love this dark blue, and I'm excited to paint with it today. So this is Miss Mustard Seeds color of the month. Chris is with us with the Miss Mustard Seeds team. She's amazing. In the comments, if you have questions, drop them there for me or her. And yes, you can follow that link to get your ink blue, and then also make sure you use that code 10OFF for Upstream Home to get 10% off your entire order, because who doesn't love 10% off, right? Okay, I also have another, when we get close to the end, don't let me forget, I have a monster piece. I think this is truly the biggest piece I've worked on ever. I've been doing this for, well, that says 2016, so what's that? 6 years now. And this buffet is so big, and I am just about finished it. So I want to share that with you guys too. I painted that in Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint as well. It's a custom blend of Brazier and ink blue. So it's a really pretty blue. Okay, got my ink blue here. I'm gonna jump right in with my second coat. If you are watching, will you let me know, are you doing this as a hobby or are you flipping furniture? One thing I'm gonna get to today is talking about staging. And staging can be applied lots of ways, right? Like even if you're just decorating your home, you're essentially staging like your home. Staging, decorating, I feel like they're like very fluid. And I feel like you'll be able to apply some of these tips I'm going to share with you today. And then also, I'm going to share more on my blog post this week about staging this particular piece and kind of the do's and don'ts of that. So make sure you're on the email list. If you're not on the email list, Chris will drop a link here in the comments so that you can make sure you're on there and don't miss that. And I'm going to start in this corner with you guys. So if you have been painting for a while, you probably know this, but when I paint, I'm always working with the grain. And so I'm not gonna work front to back on this. I'm gonna work from left to right or right to left, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna work with the grain, not against the grain on this buffet. So a little bit of paint goes a long ways. Hi, Judy. Thanks guys for jumping on. You guys, my sister, hold tight. This is important. My sister got married last weekend, which was really, really fun. She got married mountainside. It was gorgeous. And I got my nails done for the wedding. If you paint furniture, you know, like our nails always look like trash, right? So I got my nails done for the wedding. They're clean. And then next week we're going on vacation, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to keep them clean. So I'm gonna grab these gloves just to protect my nails. That's it. Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint is very safe. It is not toxic at all. I usually don't use any gloves or protection while using that paint, but because my nails are pretty and I want them to stay pretty for like another week, I'm going to use gloves today. So there's that. Like I said, really important, right? Okay, so we're gonna jump over here and just kind of start, let's see, I'm gonna start in this front corner. You guys see that? So Chris asked, why did I choose ink blue? So this particular piece is mahogany, I believe, and it has a lot of red tones in it. And when I'm working with furniture that is darker, like this piece is, I try to tend to use a dark color. If I was doing a custom piece, obviously, like I would be doing whatever my customer was looking for. But since I'm just painting this how I personally want it painted, I decided to go with a dark color because it's easier to work with the dark wood. So does that make sense? I let my followers choose yesterday. I gave them the options of typewriter, which is black, or ink blue, which is this gorgeous blue. You can see the contrast there. It dries a little bit lighter, and then when I put a top coat on, it's gonna deepen again. But that's how I choose ink blue. I just thought it would be complementary to this piece. And I thought, honestly, it would be less work than going with like a white or something that's really light. I met with a friend this week who I was coaching, who's trying to get her furniture business up and running. And one of the things I told her, I was like, you have to develop a sustainable business, like something that's going to keep working for you. And part of that is like knowing how to use your time well. And this feels like it falls into that category of knowing how to use my time well, right? Like I could have painted it white, but I'd probably need a lot more coats and a lot more time. And I, to be frank, don't have a ton of that this week. So we're going with ink blue. Summer is real, right? All the juggling, the babies and the business, all the things, right, mamas? So I just thought it was a smart choice for this particular piece and something that I could do quickly and it would look beautiful. I really like the lines on this Federal Buffet and think the blue like complements that really well. I feel like it's pretty dramatic. And this dark color is dramatic as well. And so I think it also is going to complement the look of the piece. If this was like a really dainty piece, I'd probably be doing something lighter. But all around, I think ink blue is a great fit. So that's how I got to ink blue. If you guys didn't see the post the other day on the Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint page of the vanity that was separated into the two end tables, you have to go look at that. It is so gorgeous. Chris, do you remember who did that one? I forget who did that vanity. That separated the vanity into the two end tables, but that's painted in typewriter and it is so pretty. When I saw that this morning, I was like, oh shoot, am I sure I don't want to do typewriter? I was like, it's such a good black, such a deep color. So, okay, that's it. That's how I do the second coat. I go a little heavier than my first coat and I just stay working with the grain. I'm actually gonna not paint too much more of this because I want to show you a couple things about staging and I want to put some pieces on the back here and want that dry. So I'm going to be done here in a minute and then finish when I get off camera. But if you guys are not over on the Move Mountains page and you are flipping furniture, you're a retailer, you use milk paint regularly, you're selling it a little bit on the side, you're doing it full time, make sure you go join the Move Mountains page as well. 2 weeks ago, I was over there sharing about staging and just like a lot of great little tips. And if you just take like one or two things and implement them, like they all add up in the end and make a big difference. So just go take a minute to watch that when we're done here. Make sure you're signed up for the email so you get the email I guess it'll be early next week with the blog post that shares more about staging this particular piece, and so you can kind of see the do's and don'ts and how big of a difference staging can make, right? Like, most of us are selling our products online at this point. Like, I sell solely online and ship coast to coast. And I have to get a great picture because that's what I'm selling, is I'm selling the picture. I'm selling, got a fuzzy, selling the picture, and the picture sells the piece. So let's make sure that our staging is like top notch, so that we get top dollar, right? Okay, here we go. So this is a larger piece, right? So I'm just gonna kind of talk about scale with staging today. You can see this is probably, let me guess, 5 or 6 feet long. And so I have a couple different options for staging, and I'm just gonna put the different pictures that I have up here so that you can see how the scale like looks different, and which one looks best with this size piece. So always think about scale when you're staging. If you're staging something small, keep it simple. You want your piece to be showcased, not your staging to be showcased. I'm talking so fast. I have so many things I want to share. Yes, and we'll be sure to share the link. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. You're amazing. So I'm going to kind of work from like the smaller option, just so you have an idea of what that would look like. So here's a picture. Picked this up at Hobby Lobby many, many moons ago. It's tall. It's probably like 12 inches across. It's a smaller, taller piece. And so you can see if I put this on here, it kind of gets lost, right? Like, that doesn't do much for that piece of furniture. It's a little bit dinky. The colors aren't great. Like, I've got a lot of copper and pink in there and some driftwood gray, and this is a much more dramatic piece. And I have the original hardware, federal style hardware that I'm gonna put back on there, and that doesn't really complement that piece of art or that size of art. Like, it's too small. So you can see how like you can have a great piece and it might work on something smaller. It might work on like even a 4-drawer dresser. That might be a great fit, but for this piece, that piece of art is too small. So this is a no-go. I'm not throwing it away because it'll be useful on other pieces, but it's not a great fit for this particular piece. And I really want to showcase this beautiful ink blue that I'm working with. So these next two options are both good options. I'm not totally sure what I'll end up going with, but I have this one that is pretty simple. A lot better size. My camera's a little crooked, but you can see it's a lot better size. And because of the lines of this buffet, it kind of has a little bit of an inset here. And so I'm going to center my staging. Sometimes I'll do staging off center, but because of the balance of this piece, I'm going to center my staging so that everything looks even from there. Does that make sense? So this bigger piece would be an option in terms of scale. It's also neutral in color. It's not too distracting. So this would be something I would consider using on this particular item. And then my last one, I love this one because it has great color and like really pops. This is another option. It's tall. It's not quite as wide. But you can see how this would be capturing. Like if I were to get a good picture of this, great lighting, which Chris just asked about. I'll share about that a little bit. And then I added a couple things. I'm not going to do just the picture for staging. I'm just kind of talking about the centerpiece for the staging, and then I would build off of that. But I could use this as like a main piece for my staging and then do like tall greenery here and a short pot or something like that. And that might be very well what I end up doing with this piece, but I just kind of wanted you guys to be able to see the difference in size and the importance of like being mindful of the scale of your staging when you are staging. Does that make sense? So this is probably like, my guess is 2 by 2. That's a bigger piece. And then you can see this, dinky, doesn't do the job, gets lost, does not showcase the piece well at all. So just think about scale. There's so much to think about when you're staging. And so just add like a couple little things in each time and you will refine your look and your brand and your staging skills as you go. If you are interested in a staging group, send me a DM over on Instagram or here on Facebook at the Upstream Home, and I can refer you to a staging group that I've been a part of for years, and I have learned so much in there. It has been so resourceful and so helpful. And so I would highly recommend doing that too. Okay, Chris, you asked about lighting. Yes. Okay, so this is kind of like a dark corner in my shop, if you will. I have some great natural light over there. Behind me, I have this door. Through there is my staging room. I have a staging floor there, and then I have a window that faces my piece. And so it would be like literally a window right here, and then my piece is right there. So the natural light is casting on the face of my piece that I'm staging, which is really optimal. If you have light that can come from like natural light from two different directions to kind of avoid shadows, then that's a great option too. If you need to get, I don't know what they're called, but like the umbrella lights, I've used those in the past as well. But you want to get like really bright lighting, and you want to get a white wall that your pieces are up against so that everything pops and you're really, people aren't trying to like squint to see your piece or what color it might be. Like it's just really clear, and lighting helps get a really clear picture. So that's kind of my suggestion on lighting, whether you're using natural lighting or artificial lighting. Like just make sure you get something really bright, really clear. You want to make sure that you get your true color captured too. And that can be challenging with some colors specifically. But there's different apps for that. So if you have any more questions about lighting or staging, feel free to reach out to me. And I'd be glad to help answer any specific questions, or better yet, just drop them here in the comments. Chris is a great resource for this. I'll be checking back into to see if there's any questions. So there's that. If you are looking to purchase ink blue, which is again the Miss Mustard Seeds color of the month, head over, use that link to go grab yours today, and make sure you use the code 10OFFUH for Upstream Home to get 10% off your full order. That will get in the mail to you quickly and get into your hands quickly. And be sure to go back to my stories and also see kind of like the prep work and the first coat I did on this today, so that you guys can have those steps at your fingertips so that you can replicate this look. So stay tuned. Next week on the blog, I'm going to be sharing this finalized piece. It will be staged. I'm going to kind of share some to-dos and to-do-nots, not to-dos, however you say that, with staging. And this piece is available, and I do offer shipping coast to coast. So let me know if you're interested in it. You can also check out my website, theupstreamhome.com, and you'll see other pieces, many of them painted in Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint, that I have available for sale there as well. I just remembered I wanted to share this big buffet with you. So I'm going to do this as my last thing, is I'm going to share this with you and then let you guys get on with your day, okay? I'm going to pull my camera out of here, so sorry if it's a little shaky and it's a terrible angle. Okay, let's see. So look how fun this is. It is such a big buffet. It is probably like 40, I can't remember. I think it's like 40 inches tall. It has really great lines on it. I love how the wood is coming through as like a rust contrast to the blue. This was painted in Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint as well. And these are the colors I used. So I used Bergier, and then also ink blue. I know, all the hearts, right? It's so pretty. So this is a custom blue, which essentially is these two blues, probably like 75% Bergier, 25% ink blue, somewhere around there. And I have, I think, 3 coats on here. I wanted to have some dimension and depth. I'm going to keep these original back plates and then add brass rings for knobs. And then this will be done soon. This is already waxed in clear wax as well. So there's the buffet that's almost done. There's the one that's a work in progress that I've been painting in ink blue. You can see the top is starting to dry. I just painted the front half so I could show you the staging on the back half. But you can see how it's going to be a lot deeper than what the first coat is. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining me. Come find me on Facebook. Come find me on Instagram. I would love to connect with you guys. I hope you all have a good day.